We are live. This is the market update. This is the low is in market update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. What do you do now? Do you trust the rally? Maybe you should. Yes, it's beware the failed rally. Yes, that still stands. Don't want to be a complete moon boy, but I get the feeling that people are hesitant. I get the hint that people might be afraid. Are you afraid to buy something up 5%? Well, what if it was at 11 and now it's at 3? Does that still make you afraid? What if I told you that that whole move over the weekend was complete BS? As a matter of fact, maybe I'm old, but can you tell me what the decline over the weekend was even about? It was about a yen problem that turned out to not be a problem because they said they wouldn't do it again. Okay. So why was Bitcoin at 50K? Michael Saylor looking at his phone in bed going, huh? And now it's up and you probably think you can't buy it, right? Like, I can't do this. Well, let me ask you this question. What happens if this thing goes up for 3 weeks, 2 weeks? What happens if the inflation number in an election year, right? So let me get this straight. We're going to have an inflation number on the 13th in an election year. That's going to be horrible. Really? You think so, huh? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. If this thing goes up for anywhere from 5 to 15 days, there's going to be substantial upside. And I think people are hesitating because, I mean, yesterday, I know, descending from the cowboy action, yesterday's stream was called The Lows Are In. And then I watched this market trade for the rest of the day, and it traded so bad that I was like, I'm an idiot. And then there was a LuxAlgo buy signal that came in like literally as the market traded terrible. And I'm like, okay, well, this is going to go up. And naturally, everybody in my Patreon got the news the night before. The night before, I actually used DeMark to let everybody know last night that, hey, it's a 9 bottom in Bitcoin and a 9 bottom in Ethereum, and this thing could just take off. Even if it's for only a day, it could just take off. So you got to ask yourself, you got to look yourself in the mirror and go, do I want to take advantage of a 2-week rally? Do I want to bet that this market can extend itself? And then even if it comes back down, it'll come back down to a level close to where we're at right now. Is the clock ticking? We'll go through the charts. We'll go through the news. I'll report. You decide. Okay, now, just a brief note. This show is brought to you by my Patreon. Patreon.com/unhinged crypto. Today's market update post inside the Patreon has a new, what will soon be one day, a VIP feature called Altcoin of the Day. Anybody remember Altcoin Overtime? Yeah, we're going to be giving you a little Altcoin Overtime every day. So the post at Patreon has the market update, has a little bonus. $15 a month, get the bonus. Okay. This show is also brought to you by LuxAlgo. If I find the right chart today, when you see what LuxAlgo is doing, the affiliate link is down below. Ironically, I don't have to shout into a mic. This thing will speak for itself. Richard Barry first on the stream. Teapot, Bull Runner, giving some love to me and the Eagle King. We appreciate it. Randall is here. Silas hates fake rallies. Hate fake rallies. Well, the question is this a fake rally or is it a fake 2-week rally? Now, I don't like when it gets out of control and everything's up 20%, but this could have legs, even if it's like 3 days. Because again, what happened over the weekend? What was that all about? Does anybody remember? Feel free to comment in the chat if you remember, because I don't. Okay. Bob's talking about Maple. Okay. Patriot Caveman is here. Welcome. Right. To Valhalla. Right on. Right on. Right on. Valhalla. Right. T-Bone is in the house. Are we back? Yeah, we are for 2 weeks, bro. We are for 2 weeks. The lows are in. Even if they're going to drop it again because tech stocks are in trouble. But when they drop it again, they're not going to be able to take out that crash low because that was so irrational in my not so humble opinion. CB is here. Fuzz Crypto, what's up? Tussle from Denmark, welcome. Steve Mesa, locked and loaded after he watched the live stream yesterday. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live and if the content works for you. Noah is here. Carlos, don't ask 6 from the great state of Oklahoma. Welcome. Moon Sector 7. Crypto Crazy. Aiken, the OGs. Lisa is here. Lisa, what's up? Right? Should we sell Solana for Ethereum? I think I would leave Solana alone, but I don't have a problem buying some Ethereum. And let me tell you why. Ethereum went down because that was the mechanism that they could use to make everyone panic. In other words, when they came in to, when the market got liquidated, I bet they piled in short on Ethereum, trying to just break the whole market. In other words, they leaned on the perpetuals. That didn't get Bitcoin down. So what's the best way to get Bitcoin down and make everyone panic? Crush ETH. I bet somewhere in the Ethereum universe, there are giga shorts that if you start to put pressure on them, they will cover. And that whole rally in Ethereum, that whole decline in Ethereum could unwind itself. Now, do you want to sell all your SOL for all your ETH? Now, that'd be an interesting trade if you're doing swing trading, right? Because, if this goes on for 2 weeks, Solana's going to make a new high. But the unwind in Ethereum, could be substantial. Huckleberry Native in the house. Welcome, Cossack. Welcome to the show. Bitcoin dominance to 63. I don't know if it goes that high, man, but Bitcoin looks like it really, really, really wants to go. Like, really. Like, you want to hear something crazy? What happens if Bitcoin makes a new high in the next 2 weeks and everyone gets left in the dust? Like, seriously, you got to ask yourself that question. Because that whole crash thing, that was irrational. Yappy is here. Super Matt, Quiet Don. Wow, a lot of name here. Daniel from the Jersey Shore. Joe Mike, what's up? Manuel, okay, he's looking for Solana at 115. You know what? If they ever went down there, you would definitely take it from him. You would take it from him. Big Rich, the legend, is in the house. Welcome. Welcome. Watching me from a self-care establishment. Okay, news, let's go. Now, is it Black Monday or another 2008 was the standard legacy wrap over the weekend? I'm going to go with 1987, and here's why. That crash on Sunday night was so shocking. It was just shocking. Again, my phone was ringing. I cannot underscore how unbelievable that was. Just like 1987, because 1987 was like down, 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 down. And then they did 25% in one day. There were no circuit breakers. It was so shocking. I thought it was over. I thought Bitcoin dominance was going to 660. I thought they were going to erase everything. Until I talked to a friend of mine, like I said yesterday, and said, yeah, I want to buy a retest of the lows. And he's like, dude, once it topped in 2017, everybody wanted it to go back up so they could sell, and that doesn't work that way. So, yeah, it was Black Monday in the sense that it could have been the low. Now, sometimes they retest the lows. I think what's going to happen is this thing could go up more than anyone thinks, and then it could correct more than anyone thinks. There is an inflation number in the middle of August. I'm not psychic on that. I think the Fed has to cut rates in September or there's a guaranteed recession. And I can't believe we're going to have the worst inflation number ever with an incumbent vice president running. You know what I'm saying? Like they play around with the unemployment numbers, and I'll just leave it at that. If that inflation number is copacetic, you could have a new high in Bitcoin. Because again, why was Bitcoin down? Does anyone know? Does anyone remember? Oh yeah, something about the yen carry trade that the Bank of Japan said we'll never do that again. Okay, that's interesting. XRP jumps 20%. Okay, so the case is over. You know, lawyers that sued these guys are inept. They wanted a $2 billion penalty. The judge is like, yeah, let's go with $100 million and call it a day. Enough. By the way, did you know XRP is unchanged for the month? XRP has done nothing this month. Now, sometimes when XRP and Zcash outperform, that's the end of a rally. But XRP has not done anything this month. It is unchanged. What do you think about that? Is it overextended? Is it out of control? Hardly. It hasn't done anything. Yeah, Michael Saylor says he's a Bitcoin billionaire, and yeah, he's going to buy more. So who's the seller in this market? Like the hedge funds all got wiped out. Michael Saylor is going to buy. Galaxy Digital is going to buy. Every over-the-counter dealer that has to sell, that has to have inventory to sell to Michael Saylor, treasuries, corporations, everybody who wants in on this game. Where are they going to get the Bitcoin from? They had one shot to get it down at 50. And guess what? They missed it. Or they didn't get what they needed. Actually, how could they get what they needed? It didn't stay down there long enough. Didn't stay down there long enough. You're like, why is Bitcoin up today? Because they can't get what they need. They cannot get the inventory that they need. And all these altcoins that they've been short for, I don't know, 3 months, trying to push it down, they may have to cover. They may get squeezed out of altcoin shorts. It may be that simple. They can't get the Bitcoin that they need, and whoever is trying to force down altcoins is giga short. And they're just going to get blown out. Okay, Grayscale launches ETFs or trading products for other cryptocurrencies like SUI and Tau. People are going to be able to buy all kinds of crypto either on Coinbase or through their Schwab account. Morgan Stanley is recommending the Bitcoin ETF today, as we said yesterday on the stream, right? What is going to happen when all of Morgan Stanley does a market buy on the Bitcoin ETF? Do you realize the Bitcoin ETF at the crash the other day was back to where they launched it? They did a full and complete reset on the Bitcoin ETF. The stock guys aren't going to be able to buy it fast enough. They're not looking at on-chain data. Oh, wait, is everyone short? Oh, how many people have been liquidated? Oh, what about the yen carry trade? They don't care. They're like, oh, is this down? Oh, great. Is this not a tech stock? Oh, awesome. Wow, we can talk about it now? Okay. Do we have gold, silver, commodities? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just add to that allocation. Again, what's the problem? Short-term Bitcoin holders down with the largest unrealized loss since FTX, says Glassnode. Translated into English, everybody wiped out. Everybody out. Everybody in at Bitcoin Nashville, everybody out on yen carry trade. Everybody back in again. Everybody in, everybody out, everybody back in again. That is the history of markets. Is the Fed concerned about this market unwind? Of course they are. Who do you think called the Bank of Japan and said, you know, guys, I know the survival of your country is on the line, but can you please knock it off? Can you please not wreck the whole world? Yeah. That was the guy who made the phone call. Morgan Stanley ETF, a giant step for Bitcoin adoption. Yeah, it's called the green button. The green button. Franklin Templeton's on-chain money market fund launches. Just in case you think investment banks are going to sit around and let BlackRock eat their lunch. Mark my words. If you're an investment bank or you're a mutual fund company and Bitcoin makes a new high, or heaven forbid prints 100 at the end of the year, and you don't have a crypto strategy in full stride, you are fired. And no one wants that. And I don't want that for anyone else. They are going to have crypto strategies. They are going to, I swear, I'm waiting for the announcement. Can you imagine what happens in ETH after everyone gave up on it and somebody comes in? Yeah, you know, we're going to do a little DeFi. We're going to let you put your Ethereum or your Bitcoin or your whatever here. And then we're going to go into the DeFi system and we're going to get you 5%. Not entirely decentralized, but again, these DeFi, Rune, the top in Rune, cross-chain DeFi, the top in Rune was 11. They were selling it, I think, at 3 the other day. Everyone wanted it at 11. No one wanted it at 3, and it's the opposite. We're in an upside-down world. Investment advisor Path taps Gemini for an automated crypto portfolio act. I used to work at a place that wanted to develop these portfolios. I'm telling you, people, somebody one day is going to develop a push-button way for you to buy the top cryptos that are moving. It's going to happen. Okay. Binance set to launch Toncoin. You know, folks, you could have an alt season on Ton. I'm not an expert in it, but I know guys who are. You know, you could have memes and stuff taken off on that if you have a 2-week rally, especially with this thing trading on Binance now. Once upon a time, there were some people called Bitcoin whales that everyone was obsessed with. That was before BlackRocks and governments and mutual funds. These guys, these whales, they have done nothing but buy for 4 months. They all sold off the Bitcoin ETF the first time, figuring it was sell the fact. Now they've done absolutely nothing but buy. And here we go. Bitcoin fell 50,000 during Crypto Black Monday. Black Monday, even though the low got retested, was a generational low. Black Monday, my father worked in a stockbroker office, right? So all my father had on his desk was a telephone, and he would watch the market on a scrolling video screen. My father said that, you know, you couldn't put in trades. There was no computer. So you would have to like write a ticket for what your client wanted to do, and you would have to take it to a wire room where somebody would use like a telegraph machine or the equivalent of like, I don't know, an old-fashioned text messaging system that would transmit to the exchange floor. My father said that there was a line of brokers who had to stand in line with their tickets waiting to get to the wire room so people could sell their entire portfolio. So imagine you wanted to sell your crypto and you had to wait, I don't know, 4 hours to even get the trade in. Never mind see where it got done. I know we go through that with exchanges going down. The shock of that was unbelievable. And the shock of Crypto Black Monday was also unbelievable with ETH down for the year. How exactly are they going to top that? I mean, what? Inflation would have to come in super hot and the Fed says we're not going to cut rates ever? I mean, what would have to happen? I ask you. Glassnode reporting a total liquidation of 365 million. Okay, Glassnode also noting that open interest in futures, that means longs and shorts getting out, massive decline in open interest. Most likely everybody long puking out. Who are they puking to? Michael Saylor. Mutual funds. Anybody that was going to buy the Bitcoin ETF or buy Bitcoin looking for 100 at the end of the year. Peter Brandt says Bitcoin could go to 92. By the way, there's a report inside the Patreon store, which, you know, I kind of recommend. It uses the historical data machine to come up with upside targets for September. So there's a report that has scenarios, okay, right over here. Bitcoin September targets, base case, bear case, which I'll give you a hint, we just went to, more or less. And there's a juicy upside target in there. And even the base case upside target, when I did the report, it's like, meh. Now the base case upside target is exciting for 50 bucks if you buy it on a browser. Support the channel, make some money. Check it out. Check it out. Bull Runner reminding you to please hit the like button. Let me get the little ticker going, right? Don't forget, hitting the like button is the easiest, cheapest way to support the channel. Easiest. Okay. Bitcoin ETF, 45 million inflow. Ethereum sees 24 million outflow. You know what? I bet if we went back to the news articles and we looked on the way up when there was an outflow from the Bitcoin ETF, that was a buy signal. Yep. Here's Michael Saylor. Big old smile on his face. Thanks for selling it to me, guys. Bitcoin address is holding over 1.1 Bitcoin. All-time high. Something is happening. Bitcoin holders scooped up $23 billion in the last couple of days. Let me ask you something. Are they going to sell that Bitcoin? Or is that gone forever? On TikTok, there is no more Bitcoin. The sequel to the original, there is no more Bitcoin. The sequel went to 500,000 people in a week. There is no more Bitcoin. Solana bullish trend analysis. Analysts warn of bull trap. True. We do not want to see a failed rally. However, if everyone is worried about a failed rally now, you don't get one. You get up and up and up for 2 weeks. Everybody goes, we are so back. I have my orange Bitcoin sneakers on. Then it gets dropped. That feels like how it's going to go. In other words, what would happen if you had 8 or 9 up days, everybody FOMO'd in or everybody missed it, and then they dropped it thereafter? We are in a high volatility regime. A high volatility regime. Once you get into volatility like this, you don't just get out of it. You don't go back to the range. It stays this way. Okay, Brazil approves a Solana ETF. No one wants to get left behind. JP Morgan says, remember this whole thing over the weekend where the yen created all this consternation? You don't understand it? Well, maybe you don't have to, because it's over. Everybody who was speculating using these cheap yen mechanisms, JP Morgan says they've been blown out. Blown out, right? And I understand JP Morgan's got a tweet out where they're saying there's a 35% chance of a recession, and anybody who's been to the grocery store already knows that we've been in a recession for a while. JP Morgan says Bitcoin rebound supported by institutional investors. Translated into English, we had huge buy orders down below, and the customers woke us up on Sunday night to go running into the office to buy everything. Buffett's Japan stock holdings became a bargain after the stock market meltdown. Warren buying the dip. How about that? How about that? Okay, let's see what we got. We got the chat. This is flying over here. Okay. Aiken, the crypto pump is the surprise. Okay. Andrew says, Degen is pumping. Yes, everything you thought was dead yesterday. I was like, hey, this looks like a bottom. But I was like, oh, I hope there are no fundamental problems. You get it. You can see the inflection. You're like, oh, I like it. I like it. That was me yesterday. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. All right. Not going to lie. Huckleberry Native was the guy who made the phone call. Lena is here. Lena, time for altcoins. Yeah. You know what? That's a good point. Let's go to live TA. I got PowerPoint, but I know y'all just eat up that live TA. Total altcoin market cap, total 3 20-hour chart. Wait a minute. Let's go to total market cap first. Here we go. Okay. So this is the 20-hour chart of total crypto market cap, right? And here we are with 8 days of down only. 6 days. Just shoop. See ya. What was that all about again? I don't know. Now, LuxAlgo. So, you've heard me going on and on about LuxAlgo. Somewhat of a hard sell, Gee, so what do we got here? We got LuxAlgo's version of buy signals, right? We have green triangles all the way down. So that's watch out, watch out, watch out for a buy. Then yesterday, we have another version of like a DeMark signal, the X right there. Okay. How bad did this market trade yesterday? It looked awful. It looked awful. And then earlier on today, before this went full God candle, LuxAlgo's like, yeah, total crypto market cap. Let's get some. Total altcoin market cap doesn't have the magic X, but this was here early this morning. This is on the move, people. This is on the move. So anybody who thinks that, this can't go up more, I mean, they could just unwind this. I mean, again, what was it all about? What was it all about? This is a simple question. ETH is at 2,500. Where was ETH at the end of July? ETH was at 3,500. And if I told you ETH's going back to 3,500, you'd be like, oh, God, this guy's crazy. It's not going back to 3,500. Why not? Why was it down to begin with? I don't even know. I don't. Right? I just don't know. Avalanche up 10%. Does this look like it's up 10% to you? Because, it started at 34 and then it went to 17. It lost half of its value. Why did it lose half of its value? And if you look at the LuxAlgo, you have massive capitulation down here. Massive. I mean, it's unbelievable. Bob, Sui. Yeah, man. All this stuff. These Coinbase alts, man, you best get out of the way. Render, get out of the way. Rune, get out of the way. We're going to go through Rune. Yeah, so you break the support, right? This is I don't know, let's go to like a 4-hour chart maybe on this. Okay, so 4-hour chart, tactically, you have profit-taking signals because, obviously it goes from 47 cents to 73. Tactical resistance is at 74 cents if you're just trading it back and forth. And I'm sure you're going to see a lot of trading types take profits. I'm sure you are, right? But if SUI takes out 75.2, that was the previous fourth wave. That's where the give up trade started from. Hey, man, give peace a chance. Because if it takes that out, then you got yourself a 2-week uptrend. And look at the money flow, man. It's starting to go green. So leave it. Just leave it, man. I understand the last time this market was up 10%, you needed to get out. But I love the fact that Zcash is hesitant. Zcash is only up 3%. If Zcash was up 10%, I would tell you to get out. I would. Coinbase. 4-hour chart. Wow, huge rally, huh? Not really. You got LuxAlgo buy signals down here with the green triangle, and you have massive capitulation on the 4-hour chart. Crypto equities. Crypto equities, you got a little bit more risk than you do in other areas of the market because of the stock market. But what happens if the stock market goes into a choppy range for a month? What's crypto going to do? It's going to go straight up. It's going to go straight up. Now, I don't know if it lasts a month. Maybe it lasts a week and a half. Stocks are in a range. Crypto is in an uptrend. This was BS. Excuse my French. Coinbase from 260 to 156. Really? Why? I'll tell you why this rally is no good if you can tell me what this was really all about. 40% drop. 40% drop. What are they doing? Don't know. By the way, this is a reminder that this was brought to you by my Patreon, and they had the signal that this thing was going to go up last night. So for $15 a month, it's a superior edge in a high volatility environment. new altcoin reports coming to the store tonight. And we got ourselves, you ready? We got ourselves a meme coin pick. We got ourselves a meme coin pick. You do want to come check that out. XRP monthly, unchanged, with the Williams oscillator near zero, indicating that there could be a big move. And there is a video on my YouTube channel called the XRP Bear Trap, suggesting that this down move brought you to Fibonacci circle support, a block of support from LuxAlgo, and what happens if XRP goes to $1? Like, what happens if somebody comes in and goes, you know, this is fast money. I think I'm going to buy it. What happens? Everyone's out. Everyone sold it for Solana. Bitcoin is now above this DeMark line at 56. I'm going to be honest with you, just keeping it brief. This read is tough here. Like yesterday could have been this failed rally that I was afraid of. I was like, oh God, stay with the lows are in, man. There was no rationale for it to be down here. And if it went down there, the whole planet would be buying it, which is why it won't go down there. Okay, Ethereum. Okay, Bitcoin weekly. A reminder, you see this? You know, I don't do my best work inside 4 waves. 4 waves are tough for trend TA guys like me. They're really more suited for traders. It goes up, you sell, it goes down, you buy, and everybody just gets chopped to bits. Everyone's looking for 48K on that moving average. Okay, that remains to be seen. What doesn't remain to be seen is that the DeMark Elliott wave work shows something real simple. Not going to give you the full Elliott wave analysis. You see this over here, this up move. Yeah, you're going to have that and then some. This is a 3 wave. This is a 5 wave. 5 waves are like 3 waves, except they're a lot more emotional. Can you feel this thing get emotional? Like Bitcoin's up 1%. Bitcoin's down. Looks like it's going to 0. And then boom, last night at 10 p.m., it's up 4%. Nobody even knew why. Now it's up 8%. And everyone's like, I can't buy it. And what happens if it winds up 15? And it's crazy banana pants for, I don't know, 5 days. Okay, Bitcoin, there was resistance at 57. The next LuxAlgo point on a 4-hour chart is at 66. And Bitcoin went down. Why was it down? It was hanging out at 67 something. What's the problem? They're going to cut rates. We're in a recession. The Japanese aren't going to blow up capital markets. Every reason to sell equities is a reason to buy Bitcoin. They're in a recession. Central banks have lost control. They don't have control over anything. Currencies, inflation, unemployment, nothing. They want to change course. Good luck. Market throws a tantrum and they stop doing it. This is every reason why Satoshi wrote the Bitcoin white paper. Why is Bitcoin up 10% today? Because every reason that Satoshi wrote the Bitcoin white paper is coming to the surface. And the only reason there was a delay or they were selling it yesterday is because it took them 2 days to understand this legacy nerd stuff. I mean, that was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. I had to think, you know, that hurt my brain figuring it out. You know, most crypto bros, you know, don't know. They didn't know until Bitcoin was up 4%. Okay, Ethereum just coming into a 9 bottom today. Don't want to see a failed rally. But again, why is ETH below 3,000 again? Why? ETH's down for the year. You get to start all over in ETH. You realize back in March, right, when this thing was just absolute FOMO insanity, if I had told you were going to get to buy ETH at 2,100, you'd be like, oh my God, I'm selling my house and my car to buy ETH at 2,200. And then ETH goes to 2,200 and everyone's hiding under their desk going, I can't buy this. It's going to 0. I told you, I told, and it happened to me. It happened to me. And I said it was going to happen to me. When this thing goes down and this thing scares you, you will not want to buy. It will be that scary. It was that scary. Like I was afraid altcoins were going to vaporize. And then again, I talked to my friend and this is like, wait a minute. Everyone wants it to go down so they can buy so it doesn't go down. Solana has resistance anywhere from 158 to 170. Solana has been outperforming, and just everything else is catching up. That said, if this is more than one day, Solana is probably going to make a new high. If it's more than one day. So if the rally doesn't fail, Solana will probably lead the second wave. So we're going like Solana, Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, Bitcoin, ETH, and then alts and all that stuff. I'm telling you, everybody is short altcoins. I mean, you don't have to like altcoins. You don't have to not like altcoins. I think the street is short altcoins. Angela is here. What's up? Schiller in the house. Bob Marsh wants us to take a look at Maple. Let's do it. Boy, I tell you what, man, you got some wild volatility in this coin. This coin is, this is not for, you got to get the small children out of the room if you're going to trade Maple. I mean, Maple was at 20 at the end of July. It went to 9. And now it's back at 16. So on a 4-hour chart, that's probably it for a trading rally. But they took out the previous 4th. So it depends what your time horizon is. This is basically going to unwind everything it did. I don't have any real daily buy signals in this, which is a little bit surprising, although I do hear. Yeah, no, I have it. So this is like the 20-hour chart of Maple. So on LuxAlgo, for whatever reason, this 20-hour chart is just filled with amazing signals. 5-wave bottom, green triangle, the X, huge climactic puke just to make sure everyone thinks it's over, and then boom. Boom. Joey from London, from Germany, via London, and Schiller, a big supporter of the channel, is here. Thank you for mentioning that on our stream. Quiet Dawn reminding you that the MicroStrategy stock split is today, allowing retail to jump in. I don't know. I don't know what stops this stock. What stops this? You know what I mean? 20-hour MicroStrategy. Gaps get filled. And boy, did they fill that gap. That's the gap from back in May. Just in case you want to know about gaps, in case you weren't here yesterday, here is the Bitcoin ETF. I will draw this because it's worth drawing again. The Bitcoin ETF from BlackRock launched around $27 a share. They took it up to 30 and then they dropped it. Yesterday, or 2-3 days ago, the Bitcoin ETF went all the way back to where it opened, to 28, and left all these people high and dry. So, welcome to Bitcoin. You bought the Bitcoin ETF. Now you're hosed. Now you're panicking and you want to get out, and we're going to go back inside the range now and do what traders call a reclaim, and we're just going to broke out of the box on the downside. False breakout, right? People say, I don't know anything about technical analysis. Sometimes you don't need to. You have a square. You break out of the bottom of the square. You have a false breakout. What does that mean? Well, it's going to go break out of the top. High, we're going to break out of the bottom. High, we're going to break out of the top. Do you have any idea how messed up people are going to be if this thing goes to 42 and then comes off again? Do you think that can't happen? It can happen. Look at them hesitate in Galaxy Digital. Galaxy Digital only up 3% today. They don't believe this. They don't believe this. And you know what? It's probably going to go up until people believe it. It's as simple as that, right? I mean, you got to both. LuxAlgo sold Galaxy up here, 12. And the two take profit levels in Galaxy, again, this is the American version, at 855 and 695. Boom. Boom. Back to PowerPoint. I understand if you don't want to FOMO into something up 10 or 15%. I get that. But you know what? Up 5% is the new up 2%. Up 5% after this crash is not a lot. It's not. It just isn't. I'm getting better at this software, if I don't say so myself. Okay, here's total crypto market cap. If total crypto market cap takes out 2 trillion and holds, again, there was your X signal on LuxAlgo. The affiliate link is down below. Check it out. It's an add-on to TradingView. Okay, again, total crypto market cap for altcoins, total 3. You know, this LuxAlgo signal came in early this morning. And that is the market update. Lenny G, pure gambling. Yeah, man. A high volatility environment is one that benefits traders. Like, you know, I know traders, they just closed their eyes and bought everything on Sunday night. They just bought everything. And most likely, if this goes up for like 2 or 3 more days, they'll probably take the money, or they might take the money today. If this rally doesn't fail, then you're going to see real FOMO. I understand if you're not really interested in buying it when it's up like this, but I am going to tell you that like sub 60K Bitcoin is not going to be around forever. Especially because, like I said, like we did with the Bitcoin ETF, right? Everyone has been drawing some kind of triangle in Bitcoin. I mean, what happens if you just drew like this? Okay. So the last time you broke down out of the bottom of this theoretical box, okay, down here, they ripped it up to 70 for orange Bitcoin sneakers at Bitcoin Nashville. Look at this thing. I mean, if the magnitude of the washout is only matched by the magnitude of what the reversal is, so flush it out a little, rally a little. Flush it out a lot, rally it a lot. And that's the market update. I mean, it could be that simple. Let me ask you something. I won't tell you what this is. And I have to share the screen just as I was talking all that. Can you tell this is up 14% today? This was at 2, went to 40 cents, went back to 40 cents. Can you tell? Here's Bitcoin. Down, up. Down a lot, up more. Something like this. Like if you just draw it, like it's down, false breakout, rally. Down huge, reclaim, sideways, boom. Can you imagine? Let's do it again. Give up, Nashville. Crash, going to 0. New high. This can happen. And then it can do this. $62 retracement. And then go. Right? So 49, 75, 59, gone. Not seeing those prices again for 5 years. Think I'm crazy? Watch Michael Saylor. Watch the PowerPoint presentation that this guy made. This can happen. Okay. Okay. Lenny says, to heck with you all, I'm selling. Listen, it is a trader's market. Okay. It is. Guys who sold, guys who bought on Sunday will probably take all their profits at the end of today. I got it. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. But the inflation numbers are on the 13th. They got multiple days to rally it in front of that. So we'll see. Obviously, any type of grotesque failed rally, you're going to want to get out. So, if Lenny gets gratification, if Lenny's like, yeah, I got you guys. Okay. Then we all got to do something different. But the real question is, are we going back down to these lows? Are we going back here? My answer is no. No, we're not going back down there because I don't even know why we went down there to begin with. Like, I can just keep repeating that. I have no idea why we went down there to begin with. Look what no one is interested in. Polkadot. No interest. Now, maybe Polkadot's a dog and in one of those things you have to sell. I don't think so. Right? They think ETH is dead and they think connecting to everything ETH is dead. I don't think so. Now, how much gratification can you get out of this in the short term? I don't know. But if you had to establish a long-term hodl, like if you didn't want to like trade against Lenny, okay, maybe you look at like long-term hodl stuff. MVK likes the story. Michelle is here saying, Lenny, I'll take everything you have to sell. That's what makes a market. The chosen one, Degen. So Degen's up 25% today. It's kind of hard to tell looking at the chart. Like Degen, again, this came in at the end of the day yesterday. Daily chart, the LuxAlgo X. And it's up 25%. Now, do you want to buy something up 25%? I don't know. But again, this thing went straight down. They can retrace. Let's look at a 4-hour chart because I know this is a huge pain point. Okay. The previous fourth in Degen is all the way here, up here at 0.05, 0.00497. Theoretically, that's where Degen can go. Now, if we want to merge, if we want to pull in what Lenny said, if there's stuff in your portfolio that you don't like anymore, or you don't believe in anymore, or you're just tired of the losses or whatever, just get rid of it. They're giving you a 15, 25% rally. If you don't like it, see ya. Clean out the closet because it's shopping season, right? From yesterday's stream, you have a significant other. She goes out shopping or he goes out shopping, comes home with a package. You're like, honey, what is that? Oh, it was on sale. That's the only rationale needed. It was on sale. It's like when my daughter was a teenager. It's one of the like 10 things she said to me besides close the door and be quiet. It's on sale. Okay. Well, what would happen if they cleaned out their closet and then they ran into a sale and they had a whole bunch more room to put stuff? Would they buy one package or multiple packages? Clean out your closet. Like if you don't want to be long, get rid of stuff you don't like anymore. Right? Joey is here liking the TA. Okay. Appreciate that. What are we seeing on TON? Let me see if I can get it here. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's going to stop this thing. Like this is one of these coins where, okay. So if you look at this, this is a daily chart. So this is probably one of the super trends in crypto. So TON got to the 38% retracement at 579. And of course, like they do in crypto, they ran all the stops. They had to check to make sure you still liked it because they do this in crypto. They do this everywhere now. You got the LuxAlgo X. You got the insanity. Then you got the green triangle and then boom. And money flow in this never went negative. I mean, it did for a little bit, but they're going to come after this thing on Binance. And if you have some kind of silly meme alt season, like you go to the memes, Like some of this stuff is up like 10%. You know, Litecoin up 7% after a LuxAlgo X. You know, these things that are beat up, nobody wants to buy Litecoin up 7%, not realizing that right now it's at 60 and the previous high was at 76. And for laughs, let's go back to where Litecoin was, just as an example, right? This is kind of like the new altcoin framework over here. Okay. So where did Litecoin go when it went down? Exactly where it was when the whole rally started. So they unwound everything. They stopped everybody out. Everybody hates Litecoin. And Litecoin is at like, oh, it's FTX levels. This is the bottom of the FTX puke in June of 2022. So everyone's telling me we can't buy Litecoin. We can't buy anything. Well, maybe not, but we could do it for 3 days. Like what did they do in 3 days on the downside? And what can they do on the upside? This is just a simple question, right? It doesn't have to be a massive reversal. It just has to be, okay, well, this was pretty stupid. And then now we're going to do stupid the other way, right? Okay, so Michelle is asking, is the AI trade dead? No. We're going to be coming out with an altcoin. One of the altcoins that's going to be in the new report is AI based. I do think Morpheus is going to revamp, is going to reboot the AI space. That's like a project that's coming out soon. There's a substantial amount of like hype around that. I mean, pal, like this has been hard, right? Because I didn't think this thing could go down as much as it did. But it's back to where it was in November. And money flow on the daily chart is starting to go green. And the huge capitulation was actually in June. I mean, look at this capitulation. I'm going to tell you something right now, and Novogratz has said this. The AI trade is not dead. It's not dead. It absolutely is not. So this is a reminder to jump in Patreon, right? We are going to be covering altcoins. There will be new altcoin reports in the shop. In case you're allergic to the monthly membership, altcoin overtime will be returning very soon. But in many ways, altcoin overtime is right here on your screen. Because if you're up 5%, 6%, whatever, this thing is all the way back to where it was in November. When you go into Patreon, if you get the membership, when you go to the market update link for this show, I'm including like a little bonus altcoin of the day. When you see the altcoin of the day, let's just say Big Rich is going to be real happy when he sees it. He is going to be real happy. Okay. Let's go over this calmly and objectively. Beware the failed rally, right? If this rally fails, you got material downside. Now, if this thing dips hard, this is a possibility. As you could get this today, it could dip hard, but then come back. Remember, it's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money. If there's a dip, or there was a dip yesterday, you bought it, you made money. If there's another dip or a sideways action, if you can buy it and make money, this could go on for 5 days. And remember, they're short altcoins, and they obviously didn't get the Bitcoin that they needed. This could just be nothing more than a giant short squeeze, assigning zero meaning to it. This volatility regime is here to stay. If you're getting chopped up, if you're selling weakness and buying strength and getting hosed and stopped out, don't trade. Or clean out your closet on rallies and add new stuff on dips. Period. What I don't want to happen is for people to get all twisted up and not be here when this thing turns, because I don't care what anybody says. You can carry me out on this. All the reasons to sell equities are all the reasons to buy Bitcoin and crypto and AI and all that stuff. Like NVIDIA is going to go down and find a range. Microsoft going to go down, find a range. Okay, crypto, Crypto has nowhere to go but up because crypto never went up. Crypto's been going down for 6 months. So what happens if September, right? What happens if the Fed has to cut rates because there's a problem? What happens if somebody with this yen carry trade and all this gymnastics over the weekend, what happens if they blew up? You know what I'm saying? Like, you go back to this, is it Black Monday or another 2008? You know, we won't know until September. Maybe somebody can't pay their bills, right? I mean, can you imagine that you have another Silicon Valley bank? What's going to happen to Bitcoin? What that Morgan Stanley customer base is going to do? Do you think you have to draw a picture for a Morgan Stanley financial analyst or Morgan Stanley's customer base? You know, these people, you know, okay, you know, they're not geniuses, but they're not stupid either. You know, you don't just become a financial advisor on Morgan Stanley. You don't walk in off the street. It's not Chick-fil-A, right? I mean, you got to really know what you're doing. And these people are going to sit around and go, yeah, you know, we're into the Bitcoin ETF because our institutional people are into the Bitcoin ETF. There's buyers out there. There's real buyers. So you can be short. You can trade the market. Like, I know all the guys that bought the low are all going to take profits on the close today. You can trade the market, but don't get bearish. Because getting bearish is a serious, in my opinion, is a serious mistake. No matter how ugly it looks when it goes down. Because on future down moves, it will look ugly. And you know what? That's good. It's not good for your nerves. It's not good for my nerves. But it's good. Because hesitation creates bull markets. Euphoria, orange sneakers, everybody going, wahoo, Bitcoin Nashville. Yeah, okay, no good. Hesitation, fear, it's called the knife experience, right? You watch the market and you're afraid of Sunday night again. Sunday night has been burned into everyone's mind. Give your mind an enema. Get Sunday night out of your mind. What you want in your mind is 100K Bitcoin in December. And then you will be smart enough, because the market update is on the air 1 hour a day and not on the air the other 23 hours. The other 23 hours, it's you with your charts and my Jersey accent in your ear, and you will know what to do. You actually do know what to do. That's like a David Goggins thing. You do know what to do. Just it may not be fun, or it may be intellectually difficult. If it is intellectually difficult, that's a sign that the bull market can return. Because for a bull market to be a bull market, you need hesitation. Bull markets, everyone thinks the bull market is everything just goes up. You know, you wake up, you press the green button, and by the time you get outside to the parking lot, your Lambo's waiting. This cycle will not work that way. You will have to earn it. And as a friend of mine said, the closing word. If you stuck around long enough, if they didn't shake you out, you need to stick around for the reward. You need to be rewarded for being a Spartan. Please come visit us in Patreon. I will see you next time.